What we're explaining and showing you here is how the unified field, which exists in an unmanifest field underlying and supporting everything, gives rise to the world that we experience. And somehow, we don't need to understand how, the unified field starts moving within itself. There's a number of different descriptions of how this happens, but it's called the self-interacting dynamics of itself, of consciousness. And as it starts moving, vibrations, waves if you will, are formed, and these vibrations become more expressed and start interacting with themselves the same way waves of an ocean interact. And more complex patterns appear in a continually integrated and convoluted state. So eventually we start seeing that the world around us is created through these complicated patterns. The world we see as trees and sounds that we hear and smells become more expressed and more expressed as we move further from the unified field, till eventually we start seeing the world that we experience in our daily lives. But what happens is that the world is so completely convoluted as far as its reference to the unified field that we actually lose ourselves in the world around us and cease to be aware of the underlying reality, the principles underlying that give rise to the experience that we have. So this is our explanation of how creation comes about from the unified field. Thank you. The interesting thing is that although we're captured, our attention is captured by the world around us, and it appears that this is the only reality, the unified field is infinite, and it is in fact permeating and underlying and supporting and creating every experience that we have, every thought, every word, every smell, every taste that we have 24/7, regardless of our awareness of it.